So today I'm going to give you a little finisher for your workout, or one that you can just do as and when you've got like 5 minutes to spare. It might be slightly over 5 minutes, but I'll keep it as close to that as I can. You're going to need a set of hand weights. These are 1 kilo, and I probably wouldn't go much heavier than that because they get heavy really quickly. So we're going to start off, particularly if you are doing this having not done any previous exercise, to just like warm up the arms. So I'll be standing. I'm hoping that you can see me. I'm going to stand behind here. Okay, so all we're going to do to begin with is we're just going to lightly tap the arm. We're going to tap it down the front, up and down the front. We're going to tap it up and down the back. We're going to kind of move the arm around just without any pattern to it, just kind of in random, positions, just gently tapping. We might start just gently tapping the front around the collarbone, feeling the collarbone change, as we lift and lower the arm, tapping around the back of the shoulder, essentially just tapping the whole area. And then we're going to let that arm hang, and we're just going to lightly shake it. We might swing it forwards and back. We're just kind of letting it loosen out. If you're swinging it, just let it come to a natural stop. Okay, then we're going to do the other side. We're going to tap the arm up and down the front, up and down the back. So you can obviously take a bit more time doing this. I'm kind of keeping this relatively short in case you do only have 5 minutes. And you're going to tap around the front of the chest, around the back of the shoulder. You're going to start moving this arm just anywhere, just in random, shapes, tapping under the armpit, just get generally just the whole area. As you lift the arm, you might notice the collarbone disappearing, and then it reappears as you lower the arm. It kind of sticks out of it, just being aware of that. And then you're going to let that arm hang. You're just going to shake it like it's jelly. And you're going to swing it loosely forwards and back, and then just let it come into a natural halt. And then just notice how those arms feel. And then we're going to come down onto the mat. We're going to start off with our legs bent. We're going to be in a table position, feeling length out through the crown and out through the tail. So we're trying not to kind of shorten our bodies. And the arms are going to stay quite straight. And we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades tightly together. And then we're going to spread them really wide. We're just squeezing the blades and we're spreading them wide. Now, as you do this movement, I want you to sort of have your attention being, sort of upper back, upper middle back, maybe around the armpits, but there's some sort of activity going on there. The spine, we want to keep, still-ish. As we squeeze the blades together, the upper back is going to naturally change, and as we spread them wide, it's going to naturally change. But we're just watching that we're not sort of wiggling our whole pelvis, everything else is quite still. So we'll just do like 3 more of these. If you feel uncomfortable with your hands in this position, you can put them on a rolled up towel so that it gives you a little bit of an angle to sit back into a rest position. Or on a foam roller, or you could have 2 sets of, you could even have your hand weights, so that your arms are in a bit of a fist, and you're doing the same movement. So you've got your options. Then we're going to come back forwards and we're going to go into press ups. Again, we're just going to stay on the tabletop for this first set. So you want to have this feeling of pushing the mat away, of your shoulder blades being quite full. And then we're just going to let the elbows float backwards, or we're going to think of bringing our head forwards as if it's arcing down towards the mat, and then it's arcing back. The elbows are just floating back. We're hugging the ribs, so we should feel this, in the upper arm, the triceps. And we're doing 5 in total. So we've got another 2. You go as low as you can without losing the strength between the shoulder blades. Sit back into rest position. So sometimes if we go too low, we end up sort of really squeezing our shoulder blades together and we lose the strength there. So you still want to feel width in your back body, width in your front body. So now you're going to come back forward, you're going to come into a half plank. These are the options. You can stay in the table if that was enough. Legs are together, pelvis is forwards, arms are straight, and we're just going to squeeze the blades and spread them wide. Squeeze the blades and spread them wide. So this is kind of showing you where we don't want to be for our press ups and where we'd quite like to be. Squeezing, strong, kind of releasing, strong. 2 more times. And last one. And 5 press ups, exactly the same. Elbows back, head arcing forwards. Trying not to seek the mat with the nose. It's quite easy for us to start dropping the head. I know I probably will start to do that. And we're doing 1 more. And then come back into rest position. So the final set that we're going to do here, again, you can do more reps if you've got more time, just, you know, fill your time with press ups, no, I'm joking, is in a full plank. So again, we're going to come out. This time our knees are going to lift, our legs will stay together in our little Pilates stance. We're watching that the bum is not really high, so we're coming into that length through our whole spine. We're going to squeeze the blades and spread them wide. And we'll do 5. Trying to keep that sense of armpits to hips. Those shoulders are going to want to start creeping up towards the ears. We're going to try not to let that happen. And now 5 press ups. You don't have to go all the way down. Sometimes just doing half is harder. Oh, I'm feeling that burn. 2 more. Last one. And then sit back into rest position. And then bring yourself forwards and grab your hand weights. So we're going to come into a slight squat. My legs are a hip width apart. I'm going to sink down a little bit. If I put my hand underneath my buttocks, I kind of feel that those bits are active, but I'm not clenching. And my hands are going to be up by my chin. So I'm going to start with my left hand. We're going to bring the elbow backwards so that we already feel the back of the arm engage and this shoulder can kind of open. And then we're going to extend the arm back, trying to keep the upper arm bone the same. And then we're going to come back in. So I'll do that one again. Elbow first. Lengthen, think of squeezing that tricep, the upper arm, and come back in. 1 more. Reach, shoulder open, and then come back in. So we're going to do that on the other side. So let's do the same. I'm going to squeeze my toe around. Squeeze and extend, in and reset. Keeping length. Well, that was a really bad one. Ignore that one. And in. Elbow, reach, bend, and in. Good. Now with the front arm, we're going to think of reaching it forwards, and at the end we're going to reach it forwards, and towards the end of the forwards reach, we're going to kind of corkscrew it or rotate it as if we're trying to rotate the back of the upper arm towards the ceiling, but we're not really going for it, you know. So it's going to reach out, it's going to land at a sort of slight diagonal and come back in. Same on the other side, so we're doing 3. Keep sitting in the seat. Thinking of that length through the crown and the tail. Now we're going to put it all together. So one arm's going to go forwards as the other arm reaches back and extends. And then we come back in and we switch. And in. Trying to keep the elbows quite tight in as we reach through. We're not like winging them out to the side. And in. Last set. So again, you could do as many of these as you have time for. Last one. And in. And then just hang forwards and let the arms hang. Let the weights be heavy and just loosely circle them away around, letting any tension release from the shoulders and go the other way. And then with a strong belly, we're going to start to pull the spine, restacking it bone by bone, all the way up to the top. And when you get to the top, that's you done.